Welcome on in to another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Now, today's topic, it's a very serious topic. We're talking about cancer, right? And we're going to give you guys some cancer stories because it is cancer awareness. So let's give you guys some cancer stories. RIP to Mutombo. He died yesterday from cancer. But let's get started. Don't forget to smash that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. And don't forget to click the link down below for cancer protection gear as far as the EMF protector and a few links that can add value to your life. Watch this.
Every blocked shot by Dikembe Mutombo.
Mutombo knocks it down his throat.
Would be punctuated with a simple wag of his finger.
Mutombo terminates it.
The man dubbed the King of Africa will be remembered not only as an NBA defensive legend, but also a humanitarian hero.
All I'm doing is just setting an example, not just for the African, and also for anybody who are playing sport or go out becoming successful. That I feel that we do have an obligation to give something back in the place that we came from.
In 1987, as a 21-year-old, Mutombo moved from what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo to the United States and played at Georgetown for Hall of Fame head coach John Thompson. Paired with 6'10" Alonzo Mourning, the 7'2" Mutombo stifled offenses, led the nation in blocks as a sophomore, and earned at least a share of 2 Big East Defensive Player of the Year awards.
With the 4th pick in the 1991 NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Dikembe Mutombo from Georgetown University.
And that's when his finger wag first appeared.
Mutombo blocks it, a little finger wag for good measure.
No.
Mutombo's signature moment came in the first round of the 1994 Western Conference playoffs. Facing the Seattle Supersonics, who owned the league's best record, in the deciding game, Mutombo pulled down 15 rebounds and added 8 blocks in an overtime victory.
Embraces the ball and the unlikely upset, one of the great upsets in NBA playoff history.
Over the next 7 seasons, he earned a quartet of Defensive Player of the Year awards and led the league in total rebounds and blocks 4 times. Following his retirement in 2009, Mutombo joined the 2015 Basketball Hall of Fame class. But his greatness, it wasn't limited to just the score sheet. In 2009, he opened a $29 million hospital in his country's capital city of Kinshasa, where 7.5...
Now, you got to give credit when credit's due. That's awesome. He gave back to his community. Therefore, he added value before he went to the next realm, right? So like I say, today's segment is a little different. We're going to talk about cancer stories and give credit when credit's due, because a lot of people are getting cancer for some reason. And even from the computer that I'm sitting in front of, from the fluorescent lights that I'm using for lighting, and or just daily life, the Wi-Fi, everything can be cancerous, right? So what are you doing to protect yourself from these things? The best thing to do is to be proactive, right? Make sure you go to the doctor and get your regular checkups, right? Also, make sure that you're wearing protective gear as far as the EMF protector and everything along that nature, which the link is pinned to the top of the chat, and it's also in my bio and everything else. Go ahead and support that, because you just never know. Give it to your loved ones, family, friends. You have Christmas and all these celebratory holidays coming up where family is around. So this is a great time for you to say, hey, you know what? I have love for you. I see that this is happening. Great gift. Here you go. But let's continue to watch it.
5 million people live in poverty. Mutombo became one of the leaders for NBA Africa, a grassroots program designed for player development and infrastructure on the continent.
People in Congo was able to see the brand new hospital, the brand new school that was built for the kids because of the game of basketball. Sport didn't just give me a gift of talent to block shots. It allowed me to connect to the rest of the world and to go and make a difference. And that's what we are doing.
R.I.P. to Mutombo, RIP to Mutombo. Just give a moment of silence because he did accomplish greatness, right? And send some love to his family, friends, because they're going to need it. This happened last night, once again, right? This happened last night, a moment of silence. Okay, so now I also want to tell you guys a story as well, right? But let's go into a few more people that I realized in the YouTube world has cancer. I didn't know that this was, let's not say even a trending topic. I didn't know it was this serious. I mean, I knew cancer is something that one can go through in life, right? Even if you're healthy, even if you're super healthy, you just don't know. So I would advise people just please be proactive, right? And go get checked out, go get screened. Either it's prostate, either it's breast cancer, children awareness cancer. It can be anything. It can be cancer in the brain. We know cancer comes from the food that you eat, the lighting that you intake. It comes from a myriad of things, right? So let's go to the next slide. Give me a moment to pull it up. I already queued everything. So let's go to the next slide. Leave them comments down below. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. If you know someone with cancer or is going through these horrific times, please make sure that you support them in all ways or any way that you can, because you never know, even if it's a word, right? I'm going to give you a story. So I work, and fellas, we talk amongst one another about the problems that we may have either in the household or in life or anything, right? Which I think is very good, right? To speak amongst men. So it's a guy that I work with. I'm not going to disclose his name because I didn't really ask him, was it okay for me to disclose his name? So I'm not, but I'm going to run the story to you. He's been working there for a while. He's about 55 years old, or in his early 50s. He's married, of course. He just decided to have 2 kids. So his kids is about, let's just say, under 4, maybe 4 or 5, right? And he works kind of hard. He's from overseas. And I just noticed his body is just like real frail and just real thin. And I haven't been working there for too long. It's only been like 4 or 5 months, right? Body's real thin, real frail. So I always try to give him an extra hand. But then he finally came out and says, you know what? I have cancer, right? Now he smokes daily, all day long. And I'm like, well, that don't really make sense. That's actually aiding the cancer. So I know that a lot of these young guys, they smoke these Zazas and these weeds and these chemically pesticides things that you think it's original, and it is not. It's actually the cause of these things, tobacco, anything along that nature. So the guy told me, and this is what crushed me right here, and let me know how y'all feel about this. The guy told me that he told his wife, and guess what his wife said? Can anybody guess what the wife said? Now, you would think a good wife would be in all support for her husband that take care of the household, right? She's the queen in his kingdom. The wife said she wants a divorce. I said, my God. I said, that's quite wicked now, ain't it? The wife said that she would like a divorce. So I said, what in the holy grail? This man comes in, he works hard every day. And you telling me he has to go home to this? I felt for him. I said, man, it's no way, man. It's no way. And you provide and protect and make sure she's good. And when it's time for her to show up, she don't want to show up. So it's also another thing too, another point that I wanted to make, because I was asking him about, hey, well, do you have life insurance or health insurance or whatever? Yeah, throughout the job, he has health insurance, but we talking real money. Like you need life insurance, term, something, right? You pay $50, $60 a month. Matter of fact, I'm going to start promoting those type of values too. Let me go out and ask some sponsors or some affiliate marketers. Let me get your product to promote, and then we can go from there, right? So I tell people about life insurance, and it's just good to have because you just never know. It's good to have it now because you never know when you might need it. No one knows what tomorrow may bring. Smash that like button if you agree. It's also good to have an IUL just in case you got to pull from that, right? Have at least 2 insurance policies on you because just in case you don't want people to worry about burial or anything along that nature, right? But that story crushed me. I looked at the world differently after that because I said it's no way. But let's go on to the next. Let me know what you thought about that story. Was it right for her to leave because she has to fend for herself? Now she has to survive and she's stressed. Or was it morally incorrect? I thought death did them part, but I guess only one side of the coin or one side of the table that was honored. So it just made me look at things a bit different. Make me look at things a bit different, right? Another person that has cancer, and I didn't know of this, and to me, he's one of the people that I look up to as far as content creation, right? He's one of the people that I look up to as far as content creation. So, with that being said, let's go to MTR, right? MTR, y'all make sure that y'all give him a subscribe. Tell him I sent you. Tell him Healthy Discussion sent you. And he announced he had cancer about 3 years ago. Now, it doesn't mean that once you have cancer, that's the end all be all. I tell people, don't give up the fight. And repeat, don't give up the fight. Because if you give up to it, it will succumb you. If you don't, it's a chance, right? It's like a 60% chance that you still can make it. 66% chance. I'm gonna give you the stats in a few, right? I have a video queued up for that as well. So hold on to your seatbelts, buckle up. MTR, it is your turn. It is your turn. You are up next. You are up next. So let me make sure you guys are seeing this on my screen. So let's go.
So, I have cancer. Didn't see this one coming at all. I think I live my life particularly well. I have a great diet. I work out 5 to 6 times per week. I have fantastic water intake. You guys always see this 3-liter gallon that I bought off of Amazon not too long ago. And I make sure I try to drink one of these a day. I've always been if I see something going wrong on my body, I'll go out to the doctor and
He's very proactive, basically. He's super proactive. That's why I say even the healthiest person, I'm quite healthy as well, but it's still good to get it checked out because you never know. I drink my moringa. Drink every day, right? I work out. I meditate. I do all the things that you would need to do in order to prolong your life, right? But that doesn't mean that your life will be prolonged. Let me repeat. You can be the healthiest person in the room. It doesn't mean that tomorrow you cannot die. You cannot be diagnosed with something, right? That's far from it. That's why no one knows what tomorrow truly brings. But let's continue.
get it checked out. I've always had a degree of anxiety when it comes to my health. A few months back, to be honest, I don't even know when. Let's say January, February. It might have been before that. It might have been after that. I don't even know. My head is still going through it. I noticed that there was a nodule or like a lump or really small, really tiny on my right testicle. Now, I didn't immediately go get it checked out because I feel like I'd touch it at one time and it would be there, and then I touch it another time, just feeling around, and it wouldn't be there. So I just kind of just let it go. Months had gone by, and then again, I feel like I'd feel it, and then I wouldn't. Right. Fast forward to a week ago. And when I tell you that it wasn't in the back of my mind at all, it was not in the back of my mind. I decided to get an annual checkup and annual test, physical. You know, I talk about it all there on the channel, the reasons that you should make sure that you're checking out on at least a yearly basis, all of the vital signs, and report to your doctor if anything looks amiss. You got any?
And I think that's great advice because a lack of preparation creates poor performance. So it's good to be proactive on your health. Think about it, right? You work hard as a man. You work hard as a woman, right? And in order to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you have to be healthy. So there's no point of you having the money if you cannot exercise the healthy right on spending it. It's actually no point. So let's go on to the next one, right? I'm going to leave those links down below to get credit when credit's due. You guys can go follow MTR. And we all know what happened to Mutombo. So his is recently, he actually died. So MTR is still here, and it's been 3 years later. So obviously he was proactive on it, which, like Kevin Samuels, he was proactive on, and he ended up living all the way until 50 something. Not saying that he died from cancer then, because his death was to me was too suspicious, but that's a whole nother topic, right? Can we talk about it? I just want to talk about it. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Now let's go to Kevin Samuels. Let's go to Kevin Samuels. Because that's the next person that had cancer, already had these things queued up. Next screen, Kevin Samuels is coming in a few. Let me know if you guys see the screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Okay, people are telling me that the screen needs to be a little larger. Let me know if the screen is large enough for you to see. Is the screen large enough for you to see? Put a 1 in the chat. A 2 in the chat if the screen is large enough for you to see. Put a 2 in the chat if the screen is large enough for you to see, or would you like full screen? Okay. They're requesting full screen, so let's do the full screen thing. Let's do the full screen thing, and let's start right about now.
Made me look at things even more. I'm like, man, maybe he to the point now, like that's all right. Yeah. That made me look at things even more. I'm like, man, maybe he to the point now, like I don't care about pleasing nobody.
Well,
I'm gonna tell it how it is.
Well, when I was 21 years old, I was diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And while everybody else was about to go out, graduate from college and go off and to live life, I'm looking at my own mortality. So I've always, even though that has one of the highest cure rates, I've always known that we're all on borrowed time. All on borrowed time. So I'm like, yeah.
And that's well said, Kevin. We all know this is one of the greats, right? This is one of the greats. This is well said, Kevin. We all are on borrowed time. That's why I say you can be as healthy as you want to be, but tomorrow your time may have expired. Today, your time may have expired. In a few, your time may have expired. Someone time must have expired. This is just something that we don't control, right? This is something that we do not control. You have the floor, Kevin.
My own mortality. So I've always, even though that has one of the highest cure rates, I've always known that we're all on borrowed time. All on borrowed time. So I'm like, yeah, through hook or crook, I want to be the best at what I do to try to get the most out of this life that we have because it's not promised to us. So, It's not to do it to make you rich or whatever. It's really because I want to have a life that was being worth lived. So
that's actually a really good question and an interesting answer, just because that kind of is the thing that you wish that you could give a lot of young people is like, how do I convince you, even though you're 21 and you're just having a good time, how do I convince you to take your life a little bit more serious when I see the potential? And it's interesting that it took something as extreme as that to make you see how serious your life was, even as a young guy.
And that whole thing, that what did it wasn't average. What really made it stick was dying alone. And that came from Kotokoshi, because you've been there. You've heard.
Y'all hear that? And I think that's a lot of people fear in this world. Who wants to die alone? Knowing that we all have to really die alone. Like, who truly wants to stomach that thought? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You will leave things behind. You will leave a lot of things behind, right? Even the things that you have built. So maybe that's why people have dogs, cats, and XYZ, because a lot of women don't want to die alone. A lot of people don't want to die alone, right? But the fact of the matter is, we kind of all die alone. So let me go on to the next one right here. There, that was Kevin Samuels. See, it seems like all of the major YouTubers, sad to say, but it was some form of cancer that took him out. Now, I don't believe that cancer took Kevin Samuels out. That's a whole different topic. You know, Kevin Samuels talked the real. He changed the perspective of a certain culture. He actually got people married at a faster rate, which to me, that was a good thing. You know, some people don't like his how he talked and how he formulated his calculations or his equations, but nonetheless, it worked. And as a man, you can't. Sometimes a female might say, you know what? It's how you talk. That's why I don't get what you're saying. I get it, but you're looking for a response that you will never get because we're two different species. So you want me to be nice and talk to you in a certain manner as if I'm your girlfriend. It doesn't work like that. Men talk a certain way, very assertive, very straight to the point, and very direct. We're not trying to put icing on the cake. We already know that it's a cake. You know, so to me, what he said was, it made sense. Why did it make sense? Because he actually had results. He actually was changing this. In fact, I'm gonna be honest, one of the first person that made me want to start my YouTube channel is Kevin Samuels. You have to give credit when credit's due. One of the first person that made me want to start a YouTube channel, get comfortable with it, and or just wanting to explore it, right? Because I'm still figuring it out. Just wanting to explore it. I have plenty of channels that you probably see you don't know about, but just want to explore it because it's a very important tool that you can use to affect the entire world, because it's the worldwide internet. So if you know how to use this tool right here, right, this tool can make you millions. And Kevin Samuel Ben told me, right, because I watched him very attentively, and he said, you know what, by 2025, YouTube is going to start making people pay in order to watch YouTube. And come to find out, I'm seeing the slow programming that they're asking you, YouTube TV, you want to subscribe, you want to this, you want to that. So whoever make the most content and already have it on the YouTube channel, right, you actually don't have to pay to upload those things. What if eventually you got to pay to upload those things, right? You will make my AdSense right now, you make more because people can't skip. Now, for the people who just watch YouTube without paying the fee, because YouTube is a TV, it's a university, it's where I go to find it, figure anything out, right? Any and everything. To me, it's better than Google sometimes. I actually use both to cross-reference one another, but YouTube, to me, keep it a little bit more real. Smash that like button if you agree. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So this was one of my first motivation for me to want to do YouTube, right? Once again, we're giving Cancer Awareness Month, cancer awareness, just in general. Forget the month. I hate to put things on just a small phrase, right? But this is the cancer story, and we're going to talk about people overcoming it and people succumbing to it, and how to be proactive and actually go to the doctor and get what you need done and or they have holistic healing as well. So it's many of ways to go to beat this right here. All I'm saying is that don't give up the fight. You can beat this thing, right? You can beat this thing. All right, so we talked about Kevin. Let me stop sharing that screen real quick, right? Smash that like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. Don't forget the link is in the pin to the chat. Don't forget to get your EMF protector, electromagnetic frequency protector. Don't forget to get that at the top of the screen. Now let's go to, we did Kevin Samuels, exit that one. This one right here is a great YouTuber. His name is Ollie Talk, right? Ollie Talk. Let me cue it up real quick. Ollie Talk, and it's coming to you in a few seconds. Ollie Talk, you have the floor. Ollie Talk, you have the floor. Let me know you guys can see the screen. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Put a 2 in the chat if you can still hear the audio. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Put a 2 in the chat if you can still hear the audio. Just want to make sure that everything is coming in nice and clear. Just want to make sure that everything is coming in nice and clear. Let me check the comments. Okay. They can hear it. They can hear it. Okay, and they can hear the audio. All right, they can hear these things. Now let's get it.
Welcome back. Today's a video that I never thought I would be making, and I don't really know how to tell you guys this. So I'm just going to come out with it. Today I found out that I have advanced stage 4 bowel cancer that spread to my liver.
Damn.
It's going to be inoperable, and I've got about 3 months left.
Look at this man's face. Of course. Okay, people might think he's been overly emotional. He's this, he's that. But imagine if you had someone told you, look, now let's be real. Let's be real, man, because they say men can't be emotional, XYZ, right? And I get it, in the public's eye, we have to be strong. You won't catch me crying in the public's eye or anything along that nature, right? You got to be strong. But this man knows he's about to leave Earth. So if he's about to leave Earth or having, it's a fighting chance, right? He know that his life is a bit different. And cancer can play on your mental, and then it destroys your physical. So it's good to always have some form of, see, I'm very optimistic, right? I can be down and I think I'm living. That's just how I roll. That's just because once you believe it, it's over. It all starts with a belief. So once you believe it, it's over. And that could be traumatizing. Imagine you got kids, you got a wife. How do you explain that to these people? Hey, honey, I set up your everything, your will, life insurance, everything is fine. You will have the money. You have everything you need, right? Son, you have everything you need. My daughter, my heir, you have everything you need. But guess what? I won't be here. Damn. Just think about it. I felt that. I won't be here to see you grow, to see you sprout, to see you fall, to see you get back up again, to wipe your tears, your eyes, to be there for your queen, your lady. That kind of hurts. I don't care what nobody say. That's like your mother dying, your father dying, your pet dying. It hurts now, doesn't it? So to me, I can see how this could be a fork in anyone's road. And you're going to need support. Not only that, you're going to need love. to conquer this one, you're also going to need God. You're going to have to look within yourself too at the same time. So, cancer is nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to play with until you have it. That's why they say count your blessings, because look, it could be any day now. I'm glad to have my hands. I'm glad to have my eyes. I'm glad to have a mouth I can speak out of. It's just the simplest things in life. I appreciate the fact that I can get up right now and walk to that door. I can pick up my phone and call someone. I have air in my lungs. If I want to go work out, I can go work out. If I want to stay right here and stream for 2-3 hours, I can do that. So, lesson is count your blessings. Count your blessings, even for the simplest things, because you never know when the simplest things in your life can just Thanos. Let me repeat. You never know when the simplest thing in your life can just Thanos. And then when you don't have it, you're going to feel, I wasn't grateful for when I did have it. So let's shed light on this. Can somebody put in the chat, put some things that you're grateful for and you're thankful for? Put some things, some common things that look. Some people you walk by, they in a wheelchair. Some people can't speak. But yet we take everything for granted. What you can do today, please accomplish today, because for tomorrow, we don't know about that one. Let me repeat. What you can accomplish today, accomplish it, because for tomorrow, no one knows what tomorrow is bring. You see what's going on with this hurricane, the Helena hurricane. Do you know what's going on in North Carolina and all these places? People are suffering. So the fact that you can go outside, hop in your car, yes, it's been raining for 7 days. I've seen no sun. People aren't smiling. People are getting sick. Let me tell you something. The flu is something is going around. That's why I've been drinking my moringa. Someone tried to creep up on me. I said, get up, come up off of me. What you talking about? You got to know your defense system. Sometimes you got to have the defense strategies. Tis the season, But let's continue, because this one kind of made me feel some type of way. Rich Homie Quan. This one made me feel some type of way. Rich Homie Quan. But let's continue.
My liver. It's going to be enough to tell you guys this. So I'm just going to come out with it. Today I found out that I have advanced stage 4 bowel cancer that spread to my liver. It's going to be inoperable, and I've got about 3 months left.
Damn.
So I've been feeling really tired recently, exhausted, and I've not known what the reason is, and they've been doing their investigations, and yeah, today I've had it confirmed. I've still got a bit more to be done, and I really want to try and do some more videos and get some more stuff uploaded, but you're going to have to forgive me because it's not probably going to be like very well edited or anything like that. Obviously,
that goes to show, man. Like I say, be thankful for every day. Now, this was 3 months ago. He's still living. So that's why I say you cannot let these people tell you have X amount of time to live. You got to fight that thought and idea. What I mean fight it, I mean pick it up, go in the boxing ring with it, sweat, fight it, blood, tears, fight that thing, because it's always a fighting chance, right? Now we're going to go, let's stop sharing that screen real quick. Let's go to We can run it off the stats. Let's go to Paul Harrell. This is Paul Harrell right here. Let's go to Paul Harrell before I do the stats. We're going to go to Paul Harrell before I do the stats. Another YouTuber as well. Paul Harrell. Let me know if you guys can see the screen. Let me know if you can see the screen. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see the screen. Let's make sure that the screen has a little. Let's get a full screen on. Much better, much better. Now, Paul, you have the floor. Paul, you have the floor.
So if you're watching me, I'm dead.
YouTube star Paul Harrell wanted fans to hear about his passing directly from him. The online personality, known for his popular videos on firearms safety and reviews, has died at age 58 following a battle with pancreatic cancer. He shared the sad news in a pre-recorded video that published on September 3rd, in which he revealed that his illness was progressing more quickly than he expected.
Now, a few months ago, I sat right here on this log and told you I'd been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I told you we'd caught it early and that we were still going to be here for some time. Well, we did catch it early, but not as early as I had thought, and it has spread faster than I thought it would. You may have seen me recently using this crutch. When I told you I broke my hip, well, I did break my hip. But it wasn't because I was in any kind of accident. It was because the cancer spread to my bones. The bones just crumbled and my hip fractured and I fell down. No, I didn't fall down and fracture it. I fractured and then fell down. And
that's crazy to me. So you telling me that this cancer is eating at the bones and it's eating at your bones so much that you become thin, and once you become thin, right, fracturing starts to happen. And he made a video and he was like, well, if you see this video right now, I'm dead. Let's get a moment of silence for Paul. Great YouTuber. Let's give him a moment of silence. And can we please send some love to his loved ones? Drop some heart emojis. Send some love to his loved ones, right? Send some love to his loved ones because it's needed. It's needed. The only thing that could cure this is love, support, community, all these things. That's the only thing that can cure these type of things, right? Make someone feel warm, needed, supported, may have gave them the energy since we are energetic, right? To go on, you know, to go on. Okay, let's go to the next one. I wanted to run the stats before this is going to be the last part of the show. Let me run the stats. Let's run the stats about cancer and everything else. Let's run the stats. Let me know if y'all can see the screen. I'm queuing it up as we speak. Queuing it up as we speak. Let me know if y'all can see the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can y'all see the screen? Okay, you can see it. How about we make the screen a bit larger? Can y'all see the screen now? It's a little bit better, but since there's so much going on in the background, let's make this screen the entire page and let's rock out. Let's learn something about cancer, the stats, and everything else. I'm gonna end the show like this. Don't forget to comment, like, share this video. Make sure people are aware of this and tell someone, tell your loved ones, hey, go get checked out. Go get a screening because you never know, right? If you feel something, go get it checked out because you never know. And also, you can do wearables like the EMF protector That's the way you support the channel. Or click the links down below. That's how you show support to the channel. Also, you can be generous as well. We got the Cash App, and I'm also going to do a PayPal so you guys can have that, because I understand everyone don't have Cash App. Also, don't forget to email me as well for the next topic. Some people wanted me to cover this, so I decided to cover it being cancer awareness and everything else that's coming up. So let's get it.
SEER Stat Fact Sheet. 5-year relative survival is the percentage of patients who have not died from their cancer 5 years or more after being diagnosed. If the percent surviving 5 years is 66, this means that out of every 100 people who were diagnosed with this cancer, 66 have not died from their cancer in the 5 years since diagnosis. You can also see how many people were diagnosed in a specific year as the total number of new cases or as the number of new cancer cases per 100,000 people. The number of new cases per 100,000 people is called an incidence rate. Looking at the number of new cases per 100,000 people allows researchers to compare cancer rates over different years, even as the U.S. population changes. What if you want to know how many people are currently living with cancer in the U.S.? For this, we use a statistic called prevalence. Prevalence is slightly different from incidence because it measures both new and old cases rather than just the new cases. Prevalence combines both measures of the incidence and the likelihood of surviving cancer. This is especially important for planning the amount of health services that will be needed to care for cancer patients. The number of people who die from cancer in a year can be shown as the total number of deaths, or as the number of deaths due to cancer per 100,000 people. The number of deaths due to cancer is called a mortality rate. Data from new cases and deaths can also be looked at by age, race, or ethnicity, and male or female. This helps researchers figure out who might be at higher risk or who should be screened for a particular type of cancer. Because surveillance statistics are based on large groups of people, they cannot be used to predict exactly what will happen in an individual patient. However, gathering these data over time can show trends in new cases, deaths, and survival. This shows where more research is needed. You may be wondering where all of the data come from. Local hospitals and clinics report the data to cancer registries, which then gather the information and send it to SEER. SEER combines the data to calculate cancer statistics that represent the U.S. population. SEER has many resources to help you find and understand cancer statistics. NCI map stories show cancer-related data through the use of U.S. maps. To see the maps, visit gis.cancer.gov/mapstory. Printable stat fact sheets summarize the latest cancer statistics for common cancer types and link to more information about risk factors, treatment, and clinical trials. The annual report to the nation provides an update on cancer statistics in the United States. For more information on statistics and additional resources, visit seer.cancer.gov.
Okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the presentation. Smash that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is the beginning, this is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. And remember, be proactive. The lack of preparation creates poor performance. So go get checked out. You never know what you have or what you can prevent. And be grateful for what you do have. Count your blessings. On that note, positivity over negativity, always.